What up, though? This your boy Cousin P, and you're tuned in to
Spot.
the spot where the ears meet the street.
You here with the players, the best. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you. Damn, I don't even know. I gotta get the shit where your ear eat. What is it? Where your ears meet the street. Where your ear meet the street. The spot where your ear meet the streets, man. Where your ears meet the
It's your boy Cousin P, and you're tuned into the spot where the ears meet the streets. So I got a special guest with me today. I'm going to allow her to introduce herself.
Go by Lisa or Lisa.
Okay, so go ahead, and before we go ahead and get into the questions, a little bit about your background. I know you do the Rock the Mics. When did you start doing that, and what made you want to get into doing promotion?
I started doing shows and, well, actually before that, parties.
Okay.
And so, like, back in the hiking movement, because I graduated class of 05 at Valley. So, at that time, like, I was like, everybody doesn't have anywhere to go, so they were just going to Empire at the time, which is now Ace of Spades.
Right.
And so, they were going there, but then there were some people, like, that were from my area. I'm from Meadowview, and they were like, oh, we don't want to go there. We don't want to go downtown. We need something that's kind of, like, closer. So we started throwing parties, and it was, like, 1,000, 2,000 people. We would have, like, the pack. A lot of people that were, like, dope during that age, they would always come into our parties and stuff like that, and so we were making a lot of money. But the thing about it was, the girls that I was doing the parties with, they only allowed Bay Area artists to perform. But I knew people from Sacramento that wanted that opportunity, but they wouldn't give it to them.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm like, these parties is cool, but then at that time, like, we were getting shot at the parties, and all type of BS was going on. You know what I mean? Stuff I never seen. Like, I'm from Meadowview, but I grew up in the church. You know what I mean? So I'm not into all that. Right. And so seeing all that was like, oh my God, like, I don't want to be a part of this no more. So let me start doing shows. Okay. Because I already built some type of, connections, and I had a following. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start doing shows. And so that's when my homegirl and my homeboy, they had Rock the Mic already. Okay. And they asked me to join with them. So that's when I became a part of Rock the Mic. Okay. But prior to that too, after doing the parties, I was doing events at like Silk, Pinkies, and stuff like that.
Right. Mm-hmm. So what was the reason why you ended the Rock the Mic? Because I feel like right now is the time when we need all this now. And I seen you on Facebook, like, it's the last one. I'm like, you've been going too strong, too long. And right now, SAC is starting to get that movement. This is when we're supposed to really go full fledged. So what made you want to just throw in the towel? Like,
it was just a lot, like, being a parent for the first time and stuff. It was just hard, like, balancing everything, as well as like getting people to understand my formula of how I actually, run the Rock the Mic, and the reason how, why I run it the way I do. And so, like, people would come up short on money, and I'm cool with, hey, it's fine, try to pay me back, or let's figure out a way to make this, work for both of us. Right. But a lot of people were just kind of being, like, disrespectful when it came to that aspect. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, I have a family to take care of as well, so, y'all playing with my chips, so I'm done. And I felt like I wasn't being respected. Right. But, I did come up with, we do have a new name for the showcase. Okay. So it's called All Things Indie Showcase. And so I did the first show in November, but I really haven't, like, pushed it like that. The next one's going to be in February at the Starlit Room, which is the old Momo's Lounge downtown. And so more than likely, Zaya Bell will be the headliner. So
shout out to Zaya.
She's doing her thing.
Right. She was one of the actors in one of my videos a while back. Shout out to her. So the question I have now is, okay, as from an artist standpoint, I get a lot of people always complain, like, well, why do we gotta pay to play? What's that about? So break down the aspect of that. Like, I'm gonna be the arch nemesis, like, coming from an artist standpoint. Like, why do I feel like I have to pay to play in a club when it's the artist's job to promote? What do you say to that artist that come at you? Like
the ones that say that to me, I'm like, okay, well, can you actually bring people? Because I when I first started, I was doing shows for free. I wasn't charging artists, and so, but I started noticing, like, all my friends and stuff, those are the ones that are coming, and the artists really wouldn't go hard and push to be like, hey, I have a show. They wait till the day of or a few hours before the show and post it, hey, I got a show tonight. Who do you think is gonna come within that short of a time frame, and you're not really big like that? You know what I mean? Right. So, and I have to pay for these venues. And it's not like other promoters. Most promoters, especially like guy promoters, to be real with you, they don't really have to pay for the venue, but I do, as well as I have to have a bar guarantee. So it's a lot of, and I don't got hell of money like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like the artists have to put in work. And when I first started implementing this formula, I was talking to Big Rich from San Francisco. Okay. He's the one that pushed me to do this, because I was like, no, I don't want to charge. I don't want to charge because they have so much to pay for as an artist. Right. But he's like, no, Lisa, you need to at least be able to cover your expenses to where it's not put off on you, because people are going to start to use you and be like, okay, but Lisa got it. It's all good. Lisa's going to take care of it. And that's what it became for a while. So I was like, I have to make sure that I'm okay as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
Most definitely. Okay, so in that sense, what would you say to the artists, like when they say, okay, well, what tips would you give them to kind of, to promote, to try to bring?
I always push open mics that I know about, and also telling them too, like, hey, just try to build your following, because you can actually do the same thing that I'm doing.
Right.
This is how much it costs to throw a show. This is, this is what I do in order to make this happen. So I don't necessarily get mad when artists are like, I don't want to pay you,
right,
because my whole goal is I want to teach them the formula so that they can go on and be able to be a headliner themselves and charge people, whatever they feel, and make a living off of this. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like our artists like Zaya, she's able to do that now. Charity, Chippas, a lot of artists that I work with in the beginning.
Yeah. That definitely makes sense. So what are the things that you like being a clever promoter, and what are the things that you don't like?
Just like the violence and all that type of stuff. It just irritates me, and the fact that you can't control everybody, especially when there's intoxication involved. You know what I mean? So, people on pills, drinking, whatever the case may be, I don't judge. Do your thing. But it's kind of hard sometimes. Well, in the past, kind of trying to make sure that I, check and see who I'm actually booking for the shows, to make sure that they don't have beef with this person or that person, not mixing crowds. And so that's one thing that I've been successful with. Literally the past few years, there hasn't been anything happening since Blush, and Blush ain't been open for a long time. So that was probably like one of the last times that I had an incident at one of my events.
And what was that incident about?
Well, this guy got beat up in the club. He was talking a lot of mess to some guys from Highlands, and then it ended up turning into, I didn't know he had a gun. He's from LA or whatever. Okay. He had a gun. He was in a parking garage, and then all hell just broke loose from there. Yeah. So, nobody got hurt or anything like that, but that showed me, I was like, like really check into people, because he was referred to me by somebody else. And, that person took it personal or whatever, and he apologized and stuff like that. But I'm just like, dude, you put my life in jeopardy because I was right there. You know what I mean?
And my business and what I'm trying to accomplish. That's definitely dope, because I'm just saying, like, all the Rock the Mics you have done, I never heard of any issues. Going there, it's very professional where you have it. The first few times that I have definitely done it. So what do you think about the Blue Lamp closing?
That sucks, because they really, opened up a door for, I would say, us. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because, I've gone to plenty of venues and like, we don't want rap, we don't want hip hop. You know what I mean? It's really hard trying to book venues because of what type of music our people like to make. And so it sucks that, they're closing, but they do have another venue, Cafe Colonial, which is on Stockton, kind of like in the Oak Park area.
So on Ridge, right?
Like Stockton, kind of right by the Colonial Theater.
Okay.
It's literally like right next door, part of that same strip.
Okay, it's kind of small there.
Yeah, and the only thing about that is kind of getting people, because like I said, I'm from Meadowview, trying to get them to perform over there, kind of.
Right.
Very, very risky.
Yeah, I know. I've been there. It's about the size of this dam. If you take down this black piece, it's about the size of their degree. It's hella small, but it's another place now that's on. I think it's Fruit Ridge. I've been there. It's like a kind of like a hole in the wall.
Is it Idle Hour?
I don't know what it's called. I just know it's like right off Fruit Ridge, and boom, you go in. It seems kind of big. I've been in there a few times. I think it's pretty dope. So the place now that you're performing at downtown, is that where you're gonna start doing all your new venues?
Yeah, all the events are gonna either be at the Star Room, or we're actually gonna start using Harlow's too. Because I have some big events coming up. Like I said, I kind of just took a break to kind of rebrand and kind of get my funds up to where I could bring the type of arts that I want to bring, and then that way I can pick and choose who I want to perform. You know what I mean? Instead of really kind of like charging slots for certain artists, I'm like, okay, well, since you're super dope and you have a following, here's some tickets, you sell them, you keep half, give me half. You know what I mean? Like, how can you go wrong with that?
Right, that's definitely dope right there. Okay, so, and where's the place downtown called again?
So it used to be Momo's Lounge.
Momo's Lounge.
So, Harlow's, where they have like all the live band events, so upstairs they have another venue, and it's like 200 capacity, and so it used to be called Momo's, and they used to have a lot of parties there, so now it's called the Startler Room.
Okay, that's definitely dope. And I know you do promotion also, because I see you on Facebook doing different promotions. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the thing is, I started noticing like a lot of artists, they always want to perform, but when it comes to like trying to find the material online, you can't really find it. Or they're not really promoting when they're on the stage and stuff like that. So I started promoting people for free, actually for like a long time, for like 2 years straight, just doing it for free. And then Big Rich hit me up, wanted me to promote his last album. And so from there, him and his wife kind of taught me a lot of stuff about social media, and because he actually used to work with Ghazi from Empire. So he kind of gave him a lot of games. So that's how I really kind of started. But because of my following, I knew like a lot of people, they were going to the clubs and they know me personally, so they know I'm only pushing good music.
Right.
And so a lot of them gravitate to it, and artists they get paid for it. You know what I mean?
Right, dope, definitely dope. So with this new, now that you're starting your own brand, is it still gonna be kind of the same feel as Rock the Mic, or are you gonna take it a step further, maybe get cameras to kind of record the performance? You get what I'm saying? Like doing something
and
a little
so
bit.
we used to have that, like, it was on and off, because we had like a team for like 2 years.
Right.
That was helping out, and then they kind of like dispersed. And then I had my bro Tory T.
Okay.
He tries to come in from time to time, but that's another thing, like, you know, going forward to having that type of, you know, event being captured, so that the artists have something to show other promoters. Because that was the thing that we had. I'm like, hey, well, just send this to this other promoter, because you can see that the crowd is rocking to your music. This can be like something for your resume. So this is something for you to have. So that's a good thing to do, and that's what we're gonna bring back for sure.
Okay, most definitely though. I said it's definitely needed, and then if it's a sense like that, I feel like if you get a video, you're upset, so you should charge for shots. Fuck it, you know what I'm saying? If you go get a video,
and the thing about it is, like, artists, they pay for the slot, but then they get like 20 tickets. So the slot's $150. You sell all 20 tickets for $15. That's $300 in your pocket. You get what I'm saying? So you doubled your money. So it's never like, oh, well, you just give me all your money. Because there are instances like promoters are like, hey, I got Juvenile coming stack, and it's $500, and the artist doesn't get any tickets. And I'm like, well, how the hell do you expect me to push this? Like, yeah, it's exposure, but at the same time, too, it's not guaranteed that they're going to get signed, or like $500 is a lot. So. Right. Dope. So that's pretty much look in the camera and let anybody know where they can find you if they want to reach out to get on your showcase. Let them know where they can find you. Okay, so pretty much for the showcase, it's All Things Indie Showcase. So that's on Facebook and as well as Instagram. And then my company page, ILisaEnt, ILisaEnt, and then Mrs. Lisa, MSZ Lisa, on all social media accounts.
Thank you. That's all the questions I have for you. I thank you for coming out.
Definitely.
Thank you.